and Johnny needs to redo his.
We're on now, just so you know.
No, I know. And then Collector's Hideout.
Still, I need to get more people.
Yeah. Yeah, it should just be the two of us. Okay. All right.
Just is what it is.
So where are we at? It's yeah. So anyway, yeah, shit.
What's up, Indejos?
Welcome back. It's been a couple weeks. No intros here, but you're here with Weizie and Head Tony. Johnny Five is off tonight, doing his own things. But welcome back to Drinks and Toys. We're happy to have you. We're happy to be here, and you know we kind of were BSing back and forth early about what we were going to talk about tonight. And I know you'd watched the video. I watched the one video. I did not get a chance to watch the second one though. I did get busy, but that's okay. I think I can touch on it. Maybe. I don't know. But we were talking about or all right, so it started out I was watching Toy Federation. I like watching his videos. The videos of the shop are fun. And I do think the dude's got a lot of great insight, and sometimes he, alludes to that, and it's cool. And he had brought up about, what, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm misunderstanding, but basically, is it the big box retailers or is it companies that are the Timu duo? Gus, good to see you, man. So is it? How come this isn't coming up? I'm sorry. Hold on. There it is. Sorry. Is it big box retailers, or is it the companies causing the problem with the resale, or is it collectors killing it?
So it's weird because you told me the discussion of the topic yesterday. You mentioned it, so I made sure this morning as I was going to work, I looked up the video so I could listen to it in the car, so I could see where we're looking at. And in the video that was kind of titled about that. What's going on, Tuna?
What's up, man?
Was it was titled collectors or big companies, yada whatever. But when I watched the video, he doesn't mention it at all in the video. I was like, I don't understand what I'm watching. It was just a bunch of unboxing of graded Star Wars toys. I'm like, okay, cool. But then Johnny sent the link. He's like, oh, this is where I started from. And even then, I didn't really catch that vibe. I could see where Johnny was pulling from, trying to say that's where they were going with it.
Like the interpretation?
Yeah, and it was never black and white put out. Is it this or that type of thing? But from the way I'm seeing it is that they're essentially going by the idea of you have the collectors who buy and sell, but then you also have the corporations, and the prices are going berserk on both ends. Now, is that the fault of the corporations that the prices are going berserk, or is it the collector's fault? Are we doing it to ourselves? Be secondary market. You got the people at Hasbro like, oh, well, look, they're buying these figures on the secondary market from these scalpers for $60 a piece. Maybe we could start upping our prices some more. Oh, look, now we have tariffs. We have a reason to kind of test out the difference. You know what I mean? To see how well it does. But then at the same time, you're having resale values are dropping on a lot of stuff, right? Now, is that because the corporations are making too much of it and they're putting it out there? Or is it because the whole thing itself is just on a wave and going down at the moment? And is that because us as collectors have bought so much of it, and now you got so many collectors like, oh, let me try and sell a bunch of my stuff to make room for more stuff. And now there's no market for it, and they're selling Legends for pennies on the dollar because they just need to get rid of them. And now it's messing up that market. Is that us or is it corporations?
I think, all right, so there's a bunch of points there. So I'm going to say the first one. So, and I think we talked about this before, and I hate to regurgitate or rehash, but I'll bring it up no matter what. So
we getting wild, boys.
You got to go back to the NECA market. You have to. You can't ignore NECA and Turtles and so on and so forth. And so we talked about this before, where during COVID, I would say during COVID, and you stop me if you think it was before that. But
Turtles started during COVID, so
during COVID there was this bubble of people have nowhere to go, and you have a lot of fake collectors. You got people who don't know what they're buying or don't know what it is. They're getting these stimmy checks, and they're out there just buying whatever the hell's in front of them because they don't normally have this disposable income, right?
Right.
So somebody goes and they get, oh, I'm into turtles. I remember that as a kid. And instead of being a real fan, they're just, what can I buy that's turtles? So they buy all this shit that's turtles, and it shows up at their house and they've got this huge collection. Well, then a couple of years go by and they're like, it's cool, but why do I have all this? I should probably sell this, or I should see if I can make some money on it or whatever. And I would say up until about maybe a year and a half ago, and maybe my timeline's completely wrong, but I would say up until about a year and a half ago, I would have said, yes, it is a reseller's market. You've got those turtles. You're going to make your money, maybe even then some, because maybe they hadn't re-released like April in the Foot, and they hadn't re-released Casey Jones in the Foot, or they hadn't re-released the 2 foot, 2-pack or whatever. And until recently, they hadn't done the Spirit of Splinter pack from NECA, with the 4 turtles. And so none of that shit was available. It's like you either got it when it came out, or that's it. You missed the boat. And so you were paying a premium. But now the companies are re-releasing product. You got people that are just like, I'm not really a fan. I don't know why I bought this crap. And they're selling it for pennies on the dollar. And so I believe that is a lot of it. Like the COVID collectors are starting to kill that market for the rest of us. And even the vintage, I think when they turn around and buy these vintage turtles, hey, Bruto, they buy these vintage turtles, or vintage toys, period, and they bought them at a premium again during COVID, and now they turn around, they want to sell them, and they're just like, I know I paid this, but because it wasn't really their money, it was that stimmy check money and shit. It wasn't their money. It was just money getting sent to them from the government. They bought this stuff. They don't care what they paid, and now they're just like, I want to sell it. I want the money back, and they're getting whatever they can out of it, and I think it is absent-mindedly killing the secondhand market, which is why, like Johnny said, and I said the same thing, I am getting these stupid killer deals on Toys Off Marketplace that I would have never gotten for that amount of money. I bought for $300. I got a 4-foot Vader, and he's perfect. He's in the box, like the one that I bought him before loose. You remember I brought him to Sarasota, I think 2 years ago,
right?
And I sold him loose with a bent fucking
bent Wookiee.
Huh?
With a bent Wookiee.
With a bent Wookiee. And this one is perfect.
Get my Wookiee.
And then I've got the 4-foot Stormtrooper, which I think is the Han Stormtrooper, but I got a 4-foot Stormtrooper. And then I have 4 clone troopers. So, like, I don't know what all of them are, but the blue, the orange, the red, whatever. Like, they're all sand troopers, different things or whatever. I got the 4 31-inch ones. I got all of those for $300. And they're in the box, and that's a steal. They're brand new. You wouldn't normally be able to do that. And I really think it's a little bit to be what I said earlier. And I think people are also getting a little funky with the economy too.
Oh yeah. I think the economy right now has a good deal to do with it, because people are just like, I need money. What can I get rid of to get that money? Right. So you're going to start seeing more of that. But I mean, to what you said though, like, over the weekend of Friday, I met up with a guy who was selling some alien stuff, and he wanted like $20 for 2 Predators, but then he had 2 aliens and a Marine that he wanted $50 for. And he was selling them on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace. So I hit him up, and I was like, hey man, I would need this one Predator and this one alien. Like, you have packs mixed up, like you don't have the right things together. Like, I just need this one and that one. Can we make a deal? He's like, bro, just give me $40 and I'll take it all. I'm like, bro, you're selling one for $50 and one set for $20. That's $70 right there. And you're right, for $40 I can take it all. Deal. I'll drive my happy ass over to Riverview in Tampa and pick that shit up. Like, but it's vintage stuff, because that's what I've been watching lately. Is vintage. Like, I haven't been watching the market for the new stuff, because I'm kind of getting out of new, unless it's stuff that I really want. I'm just pre-ordering it, so I'm not watching the secondary market on that. The only way I know secondary market right now is from doing the shows, and, your product for the Turtles, I try to pay attention to that, but we're fucking blowing out prices on that stuff. So we're part of the problem, I guess.
Well, we
Buy
are.
one turtle, get one free.
So the whole point behind that was, though, we had talked about eventually, and I know it's been very delayed, but we had talked about eventually, purchasing and selling together, and that's only going to happen when we get rid of the garbage. I say garbage very loosely. It's not that it's crap product. It's just we have made our money. I have made my money off of it, and it's time for us to be done with that. Move on with it. And if we're going to do shellhead stuff, it's going to be vintage. It's going to be graded. It's going to be something worth the time of the consumer to come up to the table and take us a little more seriously on. And Transformers, I don't care. We do a great job with it. We buy where we need to get it. We get it on the table, and the customers are happy, and we can continue to buy together, or start to buy together and stuff like that, and do well. But the Turtles, I think, again, everything's in a cycle, and I think NECA has run its course, at least for me. I'm not trying to mess with it anymore. I don't care what comes out. I'll buy it for myself, for my collection, but that's it. And even that, I am getting very, very burnt out on.
Well, see, and that's the thing. We discussed this, and stop me if you think we're going too much inside baseball in this. All right, but we started a group to help each other find the turtles. Right, that's what we have a Facebook group chat for. A bunch of people in South Florida, Central Florida.
I was happy to join when I joined. I was like, I didn't know everybody was down there.
Right, but the whole point of that was to help everybody find what they're looking for, right? To get away from the scalpers. And I know you are not a scalper fan, and I'm not a scalper fan either, right? And to me, the only way to purchase current turtle stuff from NECA and to try and make a profit is to scalp. It's the only way to do it, right? Because if you've got it and you're at a show, you want to make a profit, you have to pay retail for it, so you're going to have to jack up that price on it. But NECA's releasing so much of it, which good for them that they can make the numbers, but they're releasing so much of it, it's not hard to find anymore. So you can't sell it at a show for even a $20 markup on a $80 item. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not there. Because, I can go to this show, pay $10 a park, $15 to get in, and then pay a $20 markup on this turtle thing, or I can just drive down the street to Target and pick it up off the shelf for, when you add in parking and this and that, $50 cheaper. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there's no way to do that unless you're going to be a scalping douche. So we've said from the beginning, we think that especially for the types of shows we're doing, vintage is the way to go, right? Because you're not scalping vintage. Vintage, the market price is there.
The value is the value. Sure.
Yeah, it is. Like, okay, great. You don't want to buy this, graded soft head Michelangelo I have. No problem. Don't have to buy it. But I'm not lowering the price because I know what it's going for. You're not going to find it for cheaper than this or a better deal than this in hand. You know what I mean? Like, but.
Well, it's like the 5 turtles I sent off to the graders last time we were at Jeff's show. And, I haven't gotten them back yet, and they said I should have gotten them back in 30 days. I think it's going to be 6 months or more.
No, not even. When I sent my first one off, I got it up here. When I sent it off, they emailed the grade and pictures of it about a month and a half. And the only reason it took me longer to get it is because I didn't want them to ship it. I wanted just to meet them up at a show, so I didn't have to worry about, whichever carrier they sent it through, Ace Venturing it across the front lawn. Because
I haven't heard anything.
An 08 turtle graded is worth a pretty penny.
Like, I'll have to log in and check because I haven't gotten an email or seen anything, and I have quite a bit. I think this next round I'm going to take probably take my slashes. I have a bunch of 10-backs and stuff that need to go, but those aren't for sale. It's just for me. I think I'm going to take all my slashes. And probably I've got a really nice undercover Donnie over here, or Don the undercover turtle, the one that nobody cares about.
I was saying that's the weird one. Like, people, I've seen carded ones of that seem to go pretty high, but when you go to a toy show and you go to like a turtle bin, there's 40 of him loose, right?
Right.
The carded ones are just rare apparently, but loose you can get him all day.
Yeah,
dime a dozen.
It's wild, man. I mean, just some of the ones I have, I really want to get them graded, and I I I don't know. I just have some pieces that I really want to see them get preserved, and the more I get into the grading part of it, I really I just see myself gravitating there more and more for some of the other pieces I have, and it just
Well,
for the preservation, not even for resale or anything like that.
well, I
Just
know you've
preservation.
been I know you've been like on a hiatus. You went on a little vacay. You went out country and shit for a while. Did you see the video I posted? Because I put up like a quick, 5, 6 minute review of the graded Donatello I got.
No.
Oh yeah, bro! I put it up on my YouTube, Instagram, all that shit.
No,
Facebook.
put the link up.
Yeah,
Can you put it up where somebody can see it?
no, I'm not gonna look for it right now, bro.
Oh, all right.
I'll link it in the bottom, like down there somewhere. Like, but if anybody's interested, though, in all reality, if they want to go, they can just go to Collector's Hideout on Instagram, and it's one of the first couple pictures, or Facebook, the Collector's Hideout. Go there, you'll see it there. It's one of the first postings that pop up. And while you're there, like it, share it, help that shit grow. That'd be great. But no, bro, I was thoroughly impressed with the quality of work of the craftsmanship of the box. Because I even said in the video, I'm not really one to worry about value. I'm not worried. Oh, I need to make because I don't plan on getting rid of the thing. But looking at it, I'm like, yo, this thing's protected. Like, I don't have to worry about it getting messed up now. Like, it's okay if something happens. Oh, the acrylic case got a little scratch. I don't give a shit. The turtle's fine. The turtle is good to go.
Yeah, it's there's something about it, man. I've gotten bitten by the grading bug, I think. And I just feel like there's so many things I like. All my Mondo turtles are unopened. Not my big ones, but the OG Mondo turtles. And I'm just like, those are getting to the point where it's like, those are almost worth getting graded because they're one of those. I know.
No, those I don't know anything about those. Like, I'm not familiar with the Mondos. I've seen them. You've shown me them. I don't know anything about them. But just thinking, because we use CAS, the Collectors Archive Services, because they're the ones that go to our shows. That's who we used. They put up a post recently, like within the past day, showing like 5 flags
and like fucking 3 Defiance and like a Terradrome,
which looks amazing, right? I don't do G.I. Joe at all, but they look great the way they're done. But that also makes me wonder. They've got 5. There's like 4 other, maybe 3 other like grading services out there. How many people are now grading those things that it's going to become a market of, oh, it's graded, like great. It's not going to stand out anymore because, like, yeah, you can buy them graded. Like, to me, like when you get something graded, that's almost like the centerpiece for your collection. Like, this is, I spent the money, protected. This is like a number 1 piece of my collection. And now it's like people just get them shits.
So I guess I look at it like this for me, at least, right? I look at the collection in my house, and we can all agree. And guess we'll get to you, man. We'll get to you. I guess we can all agree it's gross. It's more obsessive, compulsive than anything. I love the pieces and I love turtles, but it's the OCD, obsessive completist in me. I can't help it. But there are some pieces in here, and probably, if I had to guess, without pulling a number, it's probably 200 things in my house I'd want to get graded. The rest of it, I know. The rest of it, if I sold it off and never saw it again, I would miss it at some point, but right now probably wouldn't. And those other pieces to me are just a little more like, I want to preserve and hang on to those. I want to have those later in life. Those are my retirement part, like things you would retire with later maybe, or hand down or what have you. But a lot of this, like all the little subjects I did, if I lost them tomorrow, okay, they're $10 figures. They don't hold a place in my heart. Not like some of the other stuff, but
I'm with you. Like, I mean, obviously I have a whole crap load back here. I don't know why it's fucking blurry, but there's a whole crap load of stuff, right? Sure. If something happened and all this stuff disappeared, I'd be upset. but it's not world ending, right? I don't give a shit. Like
Right. It's not your OG NECAs that you got in the clamshells, which I'm super jealous of.
Right.
That you
That's
got graded.
Graded. That's why I'm getting the
Right.
other 3 graded. Those will be
Well,
ones. If I got rid of my entire collection, I would keep those.
And you have the 4-pack too, right? You have the OG 4-pack.
I have the black and white 4-packs.
Yeah. You need to get that shit graded because those things are going.
But they're open.
I don't think that it matters.
Well, they're over there, loose on the shelf, chilling. Because remember,
let's go to the chat real quick.
Because remember, I got the two black and white packs, right? I bought them in 2009. I think I spent $50 a piece on the 2 packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I sent 1 pack off to get custom painted to match the original toy colors, like the original toy skin colors and masks, corresponding masks. And then the other one's just black and white, but they're sitting over there. But I have the boxes still. One signed by Eastman. Like that shit doesn't like. I didn't give a shit. Like okay, cool, it's signed by Eastman. It means nothing to me.
Well, it's like
I got a cool idea.
I want to go to the chat, but
Yeah.
like I'm bidding on that original concept art for the turtle lair. The guy that just died, who did all the Motus and all that kind of stuff. It's like up to $700. I would gladly pay $1,500. And I know it sounds silly because it's like, oh, what are you doing? It's a 1-of-1 concept art for Turtles toys that will never get made again.
But if you give me a nice high quality picture of it, I can print you one. I'll charge you $50.
But I will take it. I will get it graded, and that is something I will always have in my possession. And it's more love for me. But anyway, Gustavo, should grading affect price for a collection? So we've had this argument. Grading is grading. I would tell you, do it for yourself. Yes, there is some value that gets added for the average collector who only sees it as it's graded, it must be worth more.
Right.
Because but to be honest, day, it's your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's all opinion based because you got people, they grade it with up in the 85s, 84, right? But when you look at it, it's like, ooh, that's kind of rough. Like, how to get that? But then you'll see ones that are like 50s. And like, whoa, how is that a 50? That should be higher. Like, it's all dependent on the person's like mindset when they're grading, right? And how they feel, what technicalities they use. I personally don't think it adds value to an item. But what I think doesn't matter if I ever wanted to sell it, right? If I don't, right. if I think it, I don't care. But if the person buying it from me sees a value that's higher because of it, or the market sees it, who am I to argue? I don't see that there's a value difference, except that now it's protected, which is why, like you said, I would recommend if you're going to do it for yourself, not for the value.
I agree. There are people that will grade just for value. And if you're doing it just for that, I hope you paid pennies on the dollar, because it does add value, but it doesn't add the value you might be thinking it's going to add. Probably not. Now, at the same time, you got a 10-back soft head, turtle. You paid X amount of dollars for. You get him graded. Yeah, he might be worth $500 or $600. Or if you get a pop-up fan club one or anything like that, yeah, they're typically worth more. And when you grade it, it's not so much that it was graded per se. I think we get it very clouded. The graded part, I think, is just what do you want to call that? Like a misrepresented value. I think it's just the fact that product is sealed and preserved now, so it will stay in the condition it is in that acrylic for the rest of its life, and that's what you want. Yeah, you want that product to stay like that. It'll retain its value, and it will appreciate just like any other toy if it keeps the way it looks. And that is the value of grading, in my opinion. Gustavo, yeah, I saw it. I think it's cool. Am I going to get it? I don't know. I have all the other Heat toys, Heat Boys, whatever the fuck they're called. They're just collecting dust. This can't be who I think it is. Hold on. Aunt Annie, is that you?
I mean, there's a last name there. Is that?
Yeah, it's her.
Okay.
That is my Aunt Annie. I love her very deeply. She's a great lady, and she can make pie like nobody's fucking business.
Well, I mean, I like pie.
They all live in Carolina.
Never mind.
They can all, dude, they all, oh my God, help me. They all cook. If I lived up there, I'd need fucking elastic pants to live.
But like
hey, baby, you are missing. I love you and I miss you.
I think she means Johnny.
I know, but I'm talking about her.
Okay. But yeah, like the grading thing, it all depends on the market because you can go and spend the money to get shit graded, but if the market drops out from underneath it, it's only going to be worth what somebody's willing to pay. And if they're not even willing to pay what it costs to get it graded, like you're not losing money. Like you.
So I'll give you an example. So I have a character. He's not that he's not well known, but nobody cares. I have Genghis Frog. I have 2 of them graded.
It's not
Same
a popular character.
I just got a really good deal. That's why I bought them, not for any other reason. And when you look at the 2 graded Genghis Frogs, you're like, one is a 75, I think, and one is an 80. And you look at them and you're like, what is the fucking difference? The cards are both unpunched. Neither one's got a crease. The bubbles both look good. Both of these guys should be 80 or 85. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be. No, nothing on the around the corners, no moth eaten. And they're both in acrylics. And I can't get anybody to even look at them.
They're not popular characters.
No, he's very
because you got to remember,
appreciate his shit toy.
Yeah, not a popular character, right? Not a rare toy because same thing. You go to somebody's little $4 bin where they got a bunch of Lucy's.
He's always in there.
Genghis Frog is always there. Like there's nothing.
Slash too.
Yeah,
I love Slash. Favorite character. He's always in the bin.
At least Slash, you can pull together variants, right? You can pull the purple belt, the black belt, yada yada.
There is a Genghis variant where his
teeth
belt
painted, not painted, or some shit.
Well,
is that one?
So he's got the belt, and his belt I think is gold. I think.
But is that a variant, or did they just later release it and had a different paint app?
You know what? You got me, and I should know that.
Right, because they did that a lot. They further down the line they released like a wave again with maybe just like a little difference just because they ran out of certain paint. Or they couldn't get
Splinter from the second movie. I had the OG one because I bought those ones from you. So I bought the Secret of the Ooze Movie Star Turtles. I have the OG Splinter. He's not flocked, but when they sent him out again and they did the re-release of the figures, he's got his teeth are white and they're super white, and so he is a flocked toy. Which is wild, just because he got re-released in the game,
fur.
They made the changes or whatever. But Tuna, wait a minute. Tuna's interested in play your cards right.
I mean, I'm married, but we can make exceptions.
Tuna, it's good to see you, man. I miss you. I haven't seen you at shows, and I know you've been busy. I know I've been busy, and I apologize. And we are long overdue for a nice weekend of horror, man. And I know my kids are going back to their moms on the weekends, man. So we're gonna get together and start watching some.
If you have a weekend of horrors, you better let me know.
Oh yeah, horrors all day, buddy. We're just gonna have this big slut party.
Woo!
But now, so Tuna, I love Tuna, man. Between him and my friend Gary Lugosi, the 2 people I've ever met in my life that know the most obscure movies I've ever freaking heard of. And I'm telling you, they're just like, hey, I pulled this VHS out of a weird crevice. Here, you should watch this.
Bro, have you watched that movie I told you about, that Meet the Feebles, yet?
No.
I bet Tuna's seen Meet the Feebles. And if he has, he'll tell you. You have to watch that shit.
Tuna, Meet the Feebles, man. You ever see it? And yes, I have a lot to show you or sell you, buddy. And I'll always give you a good deal. I'm not ever going to scalp you. In fact, I give you more shit than I sell you.
Try and catch him on the right day. He'll, give you free ones with it.
It depends. If they're going to push my cheeks up against the acrylic, you're probably going to cost some money.
No, they're going to grade him back as the extra holes in his face. They're like, oh, he's not unpunched.
Damn, dude. Also, that's a weird statement, Chris.
I mean, your face is not unpunched. I'm
so glad you said face.
I don't know what you got going on.
Woo.
I don't know about no Alberts. I don't know. This ain't that kind of podcast.
Yeah, I was told I wasn't allowed to do that, so I never did it. Anyway,
probably for the better.
So I guess let's backtrack a little bit. So, we got some shows coming up. We've got the 2 shows in July. So Jeff is doing At least I have at least one. We have one in the end of July, but in the beginning of July in Ocala, it's a 1-day show.
I think you got them backwards. I feel like the Tampa show is like July 15th and 16th.
By the way, Tuna has I had Meet the Feebles on VHS.
Yeah, bro, you need to watch that. It is a wild Muppet ripoff.
I'm down. Anything with Muppets, man, I'm in.
No, they're not Muppets, but it's insane. I was in a bar in Austin, Texas for a wedding, and I was in a bar with my wife and friends, and they had it like on the TV just playing. Bro, we're in a bar where there's a giant jackalope you can ride. And nobody gave a shit. Everybody's watching this shit on TV of these puppets. What the fuck?
So one of my favorite movies, and it's newer, but is definitely the Happy Time Murders. That movie's fucking hilarious. I don't care who you are. That is hilarious.
Oh, the Meet the Feebles,
yeah,
is directed by Peter Jackson.
Done.
But it's like early 90s.
Yeah, but done. That's why it's so good.
It's insane.
Dude, there's another one where it's what the hell is it? It's a cop and he's a Muppet. Shit.
That's not the Happy Time Murders with Melissa McCarthy?
Well, two different ones. So Happy Time Murders is a cop, but there's another one with a different guy who's a cop. And oh man, what the hell is it called?
No
How
idea.
do we turn into movies? This went from toys to movies.
You're saying Tuna knows all the obscure movies, and I threw out an obscure one.
It's because Muppets. That's the problem. Oh, fucking Muppets. So how about this? All right, if we're not,
I thought we were backtracking.
we can dabble in movies for a second. How about the new Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage?
I haven't seen a trailer for it.
So I've seen imagery. How the hell are you going to make Peter Dinklage tall enough to be Toxic Avenger? Toxic was like 6 feet tall. The original kid, what was his name? Dooley or was something real nerdy, like something weird, stupid. I can't remember the kid's original name. And
real nerdy, like Tony or something, right?
Right. No, I swear to God, something stupid like his name was like Doogie or Dooley or something like that. And he's wearing like the hot chick, right? Because it's a trauma film, and so they're real over the top. So she's like half naked, and she's like, "Oh, I want you to put on this tutu. It turns me on." And he's like, "Oh, Melvin, that's his name." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then they start making fun of him, and he fucking flies out the window into a vat of toxic waste, and he catches fire, and all of a sudden he's Toxie. So I don't know how they're going to do that with Peter Dinklage. They're going to have him like, yep, and then all of a sudden he's going to be a fucking Toxic Avenger, be 6 feet tall.
You're supposed to look past his size.
I think he's fucking hilarious, but I can't look past that shit.
I haven't seen anything for it. Like I know that he was in it, and I've seen like a couple of pictures of it, but I'm trying to go in completely blind. I don't want to have any expectations and just see what kind of either travesty or masterpiece it turns out to be.
I'm going with travesty.
I feel like it can only go one or the other way. Like you can't have like a mediocre turnout. Like it has to be either amazing or horrible.
All right, so I do want to talk about I think we can go ahead and dive into vintage stuff and what we want to start getting into. You talked about a new line you want to do. Don't say it yet. And we'll dive into there. So I'm going to take 2 seconds and kill my camera, go refill my drink. I'll be back.
What the fuck?
I don't have the bottle here. Sorry. You can just go like this.
Well, I mean, that's kind of weird.
Until I get back.
Why?
I don't know. Just,
you got to be prepared. Have the bottle nearby at all times.
I apologize. I made a big cup. I just went through it.
Mr. Fancy.
All right. Give me 2 seconds. They made him Thor. What?
What?
They made Peter Dinklage big for Thor?
Well, yeah, they made him giant. Like, he's like abnormally big. He's like a giant dwarf.
Ooh, hold on. Who is Cool Story Bro? Do I know him? Is that John? Chris? What's his name?
No, I don't know Cool Story Bro off the top of my head. That's a new person. Welcome, Cool Story Bro, I believe. You may have
I
been
want to
before.
revisit this because if that's the case, that's fucking wild. We'll be right back.
That would be hilarious. If that's true, that's insane. But no, Cool Story Bro. Have you been here before? I feel like I've seen the name, but I don't know. We've done a lot of these, and we do a lot of drinking, so it happens. Tony skipped leg day, so oh, Tony's gonna stop skipping leg day. That's great. He did not see that one. I don't know which one that is, but he did not see that. You're absolutely right. Oh, but damn. Well, thanks to y'all for hanging out. It's kind of weird when there's only one fucking person talking. You know what? I'm gonna wait for Tony to come back to play that Tuna. That's hilarious. I hope it doesn't, but that's hilarious.
Wait, hold on. Peter Dinklage. Tony skipped leg day, so he has tiny legs but a big chest. That's fucking weird. New Toxic Avenger movie might come up short. That's fucking terrible, but it's funny. So,
but no,
cool story, bro. Yeah.
Whoever said up top first, in Thor, Peter Dinklage played one of a dwarf or something, right? And he was giant.
Ragnarok.
He was he was still proportioned like himself. He was just big.
But I'm just wondering, okay, why Peter Dinklage? So somebody help me out. What I can't.
Because he's an amazing actor and they're going on merit. Haven't you been around the past 20-25? We're about merit now.
No. So I'm just thinking if you were going to do Toxic Avenger, okay? And just thinking about I can't think of his fucking name, and it's escaping me, and I apologize. It's like Damien or some shit.
Damien for what?
No, David. Actually, I'm sorry.
And Goliath?
No. Why couldn't you take David Thornton?
What the fuck is that?
The guy from Art from
Terrifier. Okay.
So I had to think of his name too. I was thinking Damien for some reason. So
no, he's just Art.
Yeah. So why couldn't you take that dude who's got the build or what have you, and you could, he could bulk up a little bit if he has to be bigger, to be Toxie. But why couldn't you take, or even John? I hate to be funny, but John Cena physically could be Toxie. Just put a mask on him. You're going to do it anyway. But he's a terrible actor.
Well, so that I haven't seen Toxic Crusade. I haven't seen one of those probably since I was a young kid. He does talk, right? He's not silent like Jason.
No. So it's like grunts and groans. I can't remember the last time. I want to say when he talks, his mouth doesn't move. God, it's been so long since I've seen a fucking movie. Tuna, we're talking trauma shit now, man. I love trauma films, but Toxie, his mouth barely moves, right? You just hear the voice. Am I correct?
I think that was just because back then the mask, they couldn't get the.
That's what I want to say. I think the prosthetic and his mask don't allow for the movements of his mouth. Peter Dinklage because of equal rights. Who the hell is Cool Story, bro?
He's not wrong though. Equal rights, bro.
No, he's not. He's not wrong, but I just want to know.
Because all right. So that's different. Because I'm if he doesn't talk, then you could really get anybody who's built to do the part, right? But they're not going to pay John Cena money. They're not going to pay The Rock money, Henry Cavill money to have them fucking put on a Toxic Crusader mask.
It's just got to be a bigger guy who just can run around and be Toxic Crusader, but wear a mask and be Toxie.
But you can get the guy who plays Hatchet or Crowley in the Hatchet movies, right?
So Hatchet, he's not. I mean, he's like 60 something now, dude. But Kane Hodder played the first Hatchet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he can still do it.
Yeah.
But then what can he do? He's fucking Kane.
Yeah, Tuna said I was right. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of guys out there. Hell, even the one guy, who the hell is he? From SVU. He was
Ice-T?
also in Harold and Kumar. He plays the weird guy. Like,
Christopher. You're talking about the white guy from SVU?
yeah, he
Not
also
Munch, but
right, and in
the other
Harold
guy,
and Kumar.
Stabler.
In Harold and Kumar, he plays the weird looking guy, and like they're looking at his neck and all that crap. He's driving the freaking tow truck, and
I'm assuming it's Stabler, but I just don't remember him in Harold and Kumar.
I mean, you have to.
Because he did that. He did that show recently where he not recently, but he had like a multiple personality disorder where like he saw like a Muppet or something telling him to do bad things, or like a cartoon dog or something.
You got me on that one.
Like he left like SVU and then he had like his own show where he played like I don't know if it was a cop or something, but somebody who was like seeing fucking
all right.
like a Muppet.
I gotta look for it, man. And I want to dive into vintage toys. What we were talking about.
Could you imagine if it was Bruce Campbell?
Jesus Christ.
But even then, Bruce Campbell, there's no way they're going to use Bruce Campbell with
Chris
just
Maloney.
covering his face. So they're not going to cover him up.
Chris Maloney.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Stabler. Yeah.
Yeah, Stabler.
So that dude is actually pretty cut. At least he was. I could see him doing the same thing. He could have been that character with just a different face, but I guess there's 1,000 people that could have. So
the same thing. But like they're not gonna like a big character. They're not gonna cover their face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, you could say, they could put Thor in there, Chris Hemsworth, because he's fucking. But they're not gonna cover Chris Hemsworth with a fucking rubber mask.
Well, that's like, what the hell is the dude's name? I think he passed. Michael Barrymore. Michael Berryman.
Sure.
He's from The Hills Have Eyes. He's a guy who like.
Oh yeah, with like that. Yeah.
He's got the weird face. He almost looks like a Frankenstein head.
Right.
Yeah. So I think he died, but he's somebody who could have pulled that off. But anyway, we're gonna be on movies all day, which might be better for the show.
So vintage.
Yeah. So let's dive back into that. So, I have actually, and I don't know if I'm going to bite the bullet because I really can't. It's not even an afford to. I just can't get into another rabbit hole, man. I'm surprised how slowly but surely I'm purchasing Robotech, and when it comes up, and that's great because I can start binging and spending money and I don't need to. And I've been buying it little by little. And I bought Botsmaster, so I finished that line as much as I want to because the other parts I'll just never find. If I see them, I see them, but they're not something I can hunt for. They're not found anywhere. It's got to be found organically, and it's a fucking nightmare. And some vintage Voltron would be very cool. Some stuff I'd like to get graded. Some boxed items. But I started recently. I look at G.I. Joe and I'm like, okay, G.I. Joe's not my thing. I had it as a kid. I loved it as a kid. I owned all the pieces. My brother owned them. They were great. It's like Mask lines that I really, really would love to be into. But I am finding myself diving into, if anybody remembers them, they're called the Visionaries. And they're not 3 3/4. If I'm not mistaken, they're just under 4 inches. I know 3 3/4. You would think, but I think there's some random ass size. I used to play with them, my G.I. Joes, but I remember them being a little bit bigger. And they were, the line itself is very short. The figures were very cool. The story was fucking terrible, but the toys were pretty fucking cool. Oh shit. Look who's back.
What? Who's back?
This motherfucker.
Welcome, Mecca.
But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. That's all I got. I don't have too much. But yeah, Visionaries, kind of a cool set. You can find them fairly inexpensive loose. I don't want loose. I'd have to own those in the box. They're just not something I'd want to do loose unless I had a place to store that kind of stuff. And I just don't. So it'd have to be a box.
I mean, would you ever consider, so like, I don't know what the Visionaries packaging looks like. I know some packaging, like you look at a Turtles packaging, it's all like each package was done individually for that figure, right? Custom art, custom this, custom that. But also there's a lot of lines where the packaging, the front of the packaging is just a generic across the line, right? So some
they're like
people,
G.I. Joe. Does that help? They're like G.I. Joe. Does that help?
Kind of. I was gonna say here, I got 2 aliens right here, right? So like it's the same general idea,
like
but it's like, you know, all right, they have like the different marine, but it's the same general packaging, right?
That's how they do it. But there's a picture of that character. It's like G.I. Joe. It's all the same shit, but they just took and made a picture of that character on that card.
So I was watching I forgot who it was. It may have been Froggy. It may have been Froggy. But he had a bunch of loose and he was looking for one sealed. So he could have it sealed to show representation of what they look like packaged. But everything else, they all look the same package. So what's the point? Like I said, Turtles, all the Turtle packaging is completely different, right? Completely different artwork on each one. You could say artwork, it's a masterpieces.
So like little comic strips, truthfully.
Right.
They all had little bubbles and shit. Yeah.
Like the aliens, like, yeah, they have the different character on, but it's like it's the same thing. So you can get a bunch of loose and then do one package in the middle of your display to show homage to what the packaging was. It's not a bad way to go.
So I wish, looking back, I wish I had done it differently. I wish I would have taken more consideration to the extra room that I bled into before I even got into the kitchen. My dining room. I wish I'd taken more consideration. I have the arcades in there, but I wish I would have invested, waited, and bought the DTOF cases and put the vintage lines that I wanted to in those cases. And truthfully, I was talking to a Rebel Girl about this the other day, where I'm so oversaturated in the house, it's getting gross, everything's stacking, and I might as well just start taking Turtles and putting them in bins. And stacking those bins somewhere else and just knowing that they're mine, but to clean it up so I can put things out that I want to display, and I can't.
Yeah. To stay on the vintage road, right?
Sorry.
So, yes. No. Because the Turtles is vintage. Where I've caught myself, because a couple weeks ago, I had mentioned that I was starting to look for like battle trolls, right? And
you got a few.
Skeleton. A few is an understatement. I think I have like 13 of them now.
You pulled a me, but yeah, that's fine.
Well, like, but like I went for like the hardest to find, right? Like a werewolf, like in Frankenstein.
Those are fucking great.
Yeah, some of the like I didn't even know these were fucking existed when I started the fucking hunt. I just saw ones I had as a kid. Like, oh, I want to go. I looked them up. I'm like, oh shit, those are dope. I have to buy them. But now I've currently got them in my DTOF, and I don't know where I'm going to display them, but part of me kind of likes them more than like all the shit I got behind me. Right?
Sure.
Because they're just cooler. And I think it's part of it because these are lines that have been around forever, right? Whether it be new versions, old versions, but they're the same IPs.
Sure.
Battle Trolls is something completely different. Yeah, Trolls have been around, but they haven't remade Battle Trolls 500 times. Right? Or I just finished this too, except for like the vehicles. But like Skeleton Warriors, I've got all the Skeleton Warriors.
I really like that line, and I'm not gonna I don't want to bring anything up, but I really like that line. And when I was probably about 15 years old, I used to frequent a toy shop, and God bless him, he's gone, and I miss him a lot. But Jimmy, he used to own a toy shop, and I still talk to his wife, which God bless her, she's still alive, man. But
was that the woman who was at the Hernandez show?
Yes.
You need to get me in contact with her about the G.I. Joes from my neighbor.
I know she hasn't responded. I'm gonna call her. I gotta call her someday, but God bless her. I love that lady to death, and I love Jimmy, and Jimmy was great. Jimmy used to have in his store, he used to have all the Kenner Batmans. He used to have all of the spawns. He used to have all the at the time, right? That's what was bigger. He had Power of the Force. He had Captain Power. And I remember Skeleton Warriors, and I remember thinking, man, that's a really cool line. And I really wish I gotten into it, but I didn't bother because I was trying to get a Voltron he had.
Bro.
And they're great.
Cheap, and they're cheap. Like even carded, you're looking at some of them, $20 for carded. Like it's a cheap line. If it's cheap, get in it, do it. You can get the whole collection carded online for like $120 if you want
Maybe
to.
I'll fucking do it. Hang on, we gotta address some of these people.
Yeah.
Hey man, we saw Exo Squad at the last show. There were some really killer deals. I could have bought the line for the most part, but the cat that had them was not willing to come off them as much as I would have liked to. And there is no resale. It would have been just for me. Not enough for that. I don't think so. You'll have to ask Rebel Girl. From my understanding, once it hits the back of her throat, you're at about 6 1/4. So I'm not sure.
You make that little dangly thing.
Yeah. Well, it's my cat.
Well, I've heard if she holds here or something for like 5 seconds, there's no gag.
Right. Well, you got to measure. So it's from ball to shaft minus. So yeah, I'm not doing that. That's a great story on your own. Mama Zelaya, you have a good night, honey. We're always happy to see you.
Thank you for coming back.
Yeah,
Johnny's
not here.
Cool story, bro. Does have a point. I mean, if you did open some shit, you'd have some space.
If I opened everything in my house, I could probably fit it in the 2 front rooms and detofs if it fit. So,
I told you earlier that I think it was this morning. I was at work, being bored. That I was looking into possibly starting a new vintage line,
which I'm curious.
So, I haven't looked to see what it goes for. Right? I remember
hold on. Tuna, we will touch on that. Do not lose that thought. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
So I remember having 1 or 2 as a kid. I remember seeing them as a kid. And I want them again because I've been seeing people finding them, but I've never seen them. Huh?
Sorry, good.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I said parents?
I know where mine are. Hers, I don't know.
Well, maybe her dad, but
so I've never seen them though at the shows we do. Now, granted, I hadn't been looking for them, but I've never spotted them. I'm thinking I'm going in on Killer Tomatoes.
That's fucking wild. You know what makes me think about that? So you say Killer Tomatoes, and I think it's awesome. Go for it. It reminds me of the same dudes along the lines of the Food Fighters.
Right.
It was probably the same company. I'm sure that made them.
No idea. I haven't gone that far.
The old, kind of like the old Toxic Crusader toys, I think they're awesome. And if you can find them, they're great. But god damn it, are they expensive?
That's what I'm afraid of. I haven't looked yet. I'm afraid I'll go on eBay and look up and like, nope, not doing that. Sorry. Oh, well. But it could be a fun line to look for at shows, right?
Just if you see it, you see it.
Yeah, in a bin, like, oh, cool, all that, and pick one up here and there. But the other thing that I've been looking at recently, and I could only blame Froggy Flips, because I was watching one of his fucking videos and he came upon it, and as soon as he grabbed it, I had that moment where you had like that flashback. It triggers like a memory, like a core memory. And I don't know if you remember, but there was a whole like line or like a toy line called Mad Scientist or some shit, or Wacky Scientist. Well, this was like a lot of it was like laboratory play sets for kids. This one set was called Alien Dissection.
Okay.
It's an alien. It's about this big. And he's got arms, legs, and a head, but his torso is clear. And you have a scalpel, and you can cut him open, and there's organs inside, and you have slime that you pour in there. And then, like, the game or whatever, there's like a whole spread out of which body parts you have to remove of him. And I saw, yeah, it's amazing. I was like, holy shit! I remember having that, and now I've been on. I'm looking for that. I need one just to have it.
So, what are the chances of us getting Froggy on?
I emailed him. I emailed him twice and his wife once. Got no response. I'm assuming my emails went to like a spam folder and they just never saw it. Same thing with Pixel Dan.
So Joey,
to have them.
Joey knows Froggy.
Well, then talk to Joey. Because like I said, I've tried, man. I don't know how else. I've tried Instagram, Twitter, fucking emails. Like no response.
Joey, I think
even like a fuck Froggy. You. Like, hey, I don't want to be part of it. All right, no problem. Like nothing. So
yeah, but I think they're really cool because he has all these great pickups, and I love watching his shows, and he finds all this rare, obscure stuff, and I think it's really cool. And he's very into horror, and he picks up some of the coolest horror pieces I've ever seen.
Yes, he does,
and never seen, which is kind of cool. So Mecha Dome. So Applause Toys, they were the ones that made Food Fighters and Killer Tomatoes, or just Killer Tomatoes? Tuna, we're coming back to Dino Riders, I promise you.
Yes, no, for sure. Because that's another one that I would love to get, but I know the prices on Dino is insane, and I just can't do it.
I fucking can't. 2 different times I've had a chance at Dino Riders, and I'm just like, nope.
We had
one of them as a kid. I owned the pterodactyl, but that was it.
Oh shit! Tuna didn't come to Hernando, did he?
Yeah, he did. He bought a couple pieces for me. He bought a couple other Tuna at some point, man.
That's right. He did. He came with 2 other people, didn't he? He came with 2 other people that day.
He did. Tuna, man, whenever you get a chance, dude, I'd love to get you on here live so we can talk to you directly as opposed to like the back and forth.
Because because remember they one guy had the Dino Rider Brontosaurus there.
Yeah, so that guy, again, I wish we knew the hookups because these are great people. This guy and his girl, his girl is actually one who was talking to me about the Brontosaurus thing, whatever the hell it was. So they had it for $2,200. He said he'd sell it to me for $15, which is well below what this thing goes for. And it was I'm going to say Brachiosaur, and I apologize, but I think it was the Brachiosaur.
Well, yeah, it was like the Brontosaurus type, long neck. Yeah.
It was at least, when I tell you it was 110% complete, they gave you extra pieces. So, like, this thing was so complete, it was gross. It was so clean. It was such a nice piece. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, where would I put this thing? But then in my head, I'm like, who cares? It's Dino Riders. Dino Riders always bring money because it's for some reason, one of those lines that people can't get enough of. And I almost wonder if Jurassic Park movies, are they the reason, the franchise? Is that what keeps that alive? You think?
What, Dino Riders?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think Dino Riders was just an amazing toy that I'm surprised. Like if you go like in Big Lot, well, no longer Big Lots, but Big Lots, they had like a knockoff version of Dino Riders that I sent you pictures of one time. Just dinosaurs with like mecha attachments and weapons to them. Like they've been redone. Like people have tried to kind of redo that, but I don't think anybody's just ever actually redone Dino Riders. And it was such an amazing toy line to do because the 2 worlds that you wouldn't expect to collide, right? Dinosaurs and then say space military. Like boom. Now you've got like dino tanks.
It's almost a little bit of I won't say aliens, but it's like, yeah, like space marines, and now they're fucking dinosaurs. Hang on one second.
But they're not fucking dinosaurs. It was not about that at all. There was no dino fucking going on.
Hold on a
minute. Yeah. Great content. Reading phones. Yeah.
Well, so I'm talking to Tuna because he's got great insight, and I just said, "Hey, man, do you want to join for a couple minutes?" And he goes, "I don't know how to do that," so I said, "I'll send you the link." I think for 1 or 2 minutes it would be worth it. But so anyway, Dino Riders, yeah. So
did I make your shorts a little tighter there, Mechadome?
Yes, I'm still here, possibly riding a dinosaur. That's great. All right, let's see. 1 second. Let's go ahead and get some. Keep the banter going. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to do some stuff.
But yeah, while you
to walk right by him.
he was in the other room because there was 2 rooms or 2 buildings.
Yeah, I hit both too.
Oh shit! Yeah, that guy. He was the guy. I actually bought the aliens from the Kenner line, the evac, the big ship from Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought that from the guy, and then he had the fucking Brontosaurus or whatever the fuck it was. Tony, real quick, just because you're talking about muscle, like everybody does muscles, like Street Shark muscles.
So it's not that though. It's gonna drive me nuts. So like these Tuna. I don't know if you remember, dude. It's these little mecha. Like they had one guy had 2 arms that were drills. But they were these tiny little muscle men looking like almost like the micro machines of rubber fucking robots. God damn it, I can't remember what the hell they were called.
No, but I'm saying that like everybody's like toy lines have gone crazy since the 80s with doing like their own versions of muscle men.
Yeah.
There's been robots, there's been all kinds. Like if I went digging through my tubs, I got a whole fucking series of zombies, muscle zombies.
All right, let me see if I can find this. While you guys are squawking, let me see.
So apparently, Tuna's, what do you say, your cousin was tossing Dino Riders in trash cans?
Yep. That was a vivid memory, man. He had the Brontosaurus and everything right in the garbage can when we were kids.
Just, that's where you got to show them the prices of those things now and make them cry. Like, look, that thing you threw away is worth like $2,500. Like,
I can't believe myself. My younger brother buried all my G.I. Joes one day when I was out with friends. I had like 100 of them. He buried them in the yard because he said a bomb went off. So he buried them in the yard.
You live with Sid?
And then he couldn't remember where he buried them. A piece of shit.
RoboForce. They're called RoboForce.
I have to see it. This sounds familiar.
It's the dumbest little I'll see if I can share it. It's the dumbest little line I've ever seen.
But isn't that the same line that Nacelle's putting out now, but like in 7-inch robots?
Maybe. I mean, these things are so stupid. They're so small. I don't even fucking matter. But anyway, yeah, like these little fucking
Yeah,
rubber
RoboForce. Yeah, the
guys.
same people.
You what now?
The same guys who did the what was it, the Biker Mice from Mars recently?
Yeah.
If you
Probably.
go into like Walmart,
who's doing the reproductions of the what do you call it? Fucking Toxie. Who's doing that shit? It's not Playmates. The reproduction of Toxic Avenger toys.
no, that's not Playmates. That's is it Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat Studio.
Possibly, because it's part of like they always pop up in the Walmart with all the Halloween and horror stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I only picked up Toxie, like in the store.
Right.
Like they have Mr. What the
Bro,
hell is his name? Mr.
I'm surprised you haven't gone after the RoboForce stuff that's in Walmart right now. There's RoboForce in the collector's area of Walmart.
Shit, what does it look like?
They're like 7 inches tall, and they're fucking all robots.
Your Walmart's way cooler than mine. I don't got that in mine.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
So like it's just put it up RoboForce in Nacelle. I think it's spelled. I don't know how it's spelled. Nacelle.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Why don't I have these?
I don't know. Great question.
Also, it's like more shit I don't need to buy. That's the problem.
No, but it's cool shit that you can get rid of all that bullshit you've been buying since the 80s that like they keep reproducing and just do something new.
This all escalated very quickly. Apparently, I cannot handle 7-inch robots, guys.
Have you tried?
Woo! All right. So, Tuna, man. So we were talking about Toxic Avenger, Peter Dinklage. What are your thoughts? Because the guy who played Melvin is obviously not the same guy who played Toxie in the OG one.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot remember for the life of me.
Have you seen the trailer? They have like 3 trailers out. Have you seen any of them?
No.
He doesn't grow. It's just Peter Dinklage in a horrible Toxie costume with a mop that's like glowing.
That's fucking terrible.
So
yeah,
that's hilarious.
You think it's terrible, and it's a Toxic Avenger movie. It's ridiculous.
That's hilarious, but I feel like Cool Story Bro had the better idea where Shaq plays Toxie afterwards would have been amazing.
That would have been awesome.
They changed it up. So in the original one, the guy who played Melvin, right? He's like the nerd. And then you had this other guy named Mitch who played the real Toxie, because the real Toxie was a big motherfucker. After he went through the vat, he came out, he's all muscular. He just had a fucked up face. And then he had this like hot ass girlfriend, but she was blind. She
can fucking feel his face? Like, what the fuck?
Well, no, you saw Rocky Dennis, right? You saw a mask. It's the same thing. So, too much?
He's into some freaky shit.
Rocky, there's a limit. But so it's fucking wild, man. Like, you used to watch those movies, and again, Melvin was this little nerdy motherfucker. This one chick's got huge knockers. It's like, oh, Melvin, put on this outfit. And he does, and then he dies. And when he comes out, he's this big badass. So I'm like, Peter Dinklage, how the hell are they going to pay homage to that? They're not, apparently. Tuna says It's crap.
No, one of the first trailers you see him walk in, I mean, they didn't even put blocks in his shoes. They didn't even try to hide it. He just walked right in. That's it, man. He's still 2 feet tall.
But I'm wondering, like, if it's one of those things, like, it's such a ridiculous idea that the final product actually won't be bad.
I'm probably going to pay to go see it. Why not?
No. We're going to pay to go see it.
When's it come out? That's what we're doing.
Let me know if I should waste the time of finding it, for free. Let me know if I should.
No. Tuna and I'll go see it just because it's fucking Toxic Avenger.
It can't be worse than the originals. They get real bad after the first one, like real bad.
Anything Trauma, first of all, is terrible, but great. Surf Nazis Must Die.
Anything?
And,
really?
Oh my god! And then fucking what do you call it? Well, not in the comment, but it's not Tromaville, is it?
Didn't Trauma do like the evil bong or the killer bong and stuff like that?
No, I think that was it the one that does subspecies and puppet master? I think that was like Moonstone, Moonbeam, Full Moon.
I was gonna say it's that company.
Yeah,
It's not. It's
I
not
just found
trauma.
this. This is from Trauma. Check this out. I found this for $1 at Goodwill. I'll flip this around. It has got Joey Travolta in it. I haven't watched it yet.
Holy shit, dude.
That's what I mean, right there alone. Trauma, Joey Travolta. I'm guessing masterpiece.
I'm guessing the best thing I've ever seen.
Bro, Tony, I'm really surprised you've never even heard of Meet the Feebles, bro.
I do never, man, and it doesn't mean I haven't. So there's a movie I can't think of the name of, but I remember from being a kid, right? Like being a small kid. It's a dad walking. He's coming out of a sewer, and I don't know why I think it's Chuds, but he's walking out of a sewer and he's holding a baby that is like a demon or like a vampire or some shit. And they're like, oh, we have to kill it. And he's like, no. And it's like a fucking demon in his hands. It's a baby. It's an 80s movie.
No idea.
Oh, I would think, explain it. I'm waiting for Tuna to be like, oh, yeah, it's blah, blah, blah.
Not
No.
garbage pail kids? No?
No, it's not Garbage Pail Kids. I have to look it up, but that's fucking wild. Yeah, the Toxic Avenger, man. It's hands down one of my favorite movies, trauma movies. And of course, Surf Nazis Must Die. And then the last one is definitely fucking Class of Nukem High. I mean, you
That's good. I
can't
think they did
not
the
love
first
Class
Maniac
of
Cop,
Nukem High.
didn't they? Is that Trauma? The first Maniac Cop? I don't know if that's Trauma.
Yeah,
I can't
Maniac
remember.
Cop, same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, we did a show where the guy from Maniac Cop was there. That and oh shit. I wasn't a big fan of Maniac Cop, but that was good. But what was the fucking other one we saw? I've seen so many trauma flicks, man.
They were at, I think, MegaCon. There was a few people that worked for Trauma there. They had a little booth. I was talking to him for a minute. It wasn't, what's his name, Lloyd or whatever, the guy that runs it.
Yeah.
He wasn't there, but there's a few people that worked on some of the films. I talked to them for a few minutes. They were pretty cool.
I mean, you can't not like them, man. They're basically, they led the way for studios like Tokyo Gore Police. You know, those guys do all the crazy over the top Japanese, just goofball horror. I swear Trauma just laid the foundation for all that crap. It's good shit. What are you looking at, Chris? You're either having a stroke or you're reading something.
No, because I was like, I can remember like going through Trauma years ago and being like, oh, this is gonna be good because Toxic Avenger. I remember liking it as a kid. Oh, it's Trauma. It's gonna be great, and it definitely wasn't.
Nope.
And I was like, man, I can't remember what it was. I just came looking through like the list of their movies, and I definitely found it. I was like, yep, that was it. Killer Condom. See, like. They're just all can't be good. I can't get behind Killer Condoms. Like that movie was so bad.
So I was looking at Night of the Comet. I thought it was the same thing, but I guess it's not.
That's
Night of the Comet classic.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I'm home with a broken foot, so that's all I've been doing is just watching movies.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. I had no idea.
I've been on week 9. I think today's week 9. It's been a blast.
Check in on your friends, Tony? Jesus.
Well, he'll hit me up. I didn't know his fucking foot was broken.
No,
Well, listen, man. I after this weekend, this weekend coming, I won't have the kids on the weekends anymore, so my weekends are free. So, got to get you up here, man. I'll Uber you, whatever you got to do, because you can't drive.
yeah, it's my right foot. It sucks, man.
I'll get you up here, man. Get you up here to fucking watch some movies and chill.
I got stacks of movies. That's all I've been doing.
You can just like go hang out at his place and watch movies.
I have no idea where he's living now.
I'm St. Pete.
I don't know if you're living there or you're living up here. Like,
No, I'm still down here.
it's hard to tell anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I'll come down and hang out with you, man. I'm sorry, man. I
How
didn't know
can
you
you
were laid up.
just warn yourself.
But yeah, I have you asked earlier, but yeah, man, we have so much shit that's graded and needs to be sold, and we're just we're trying to move it and do things. But.
No, I'm just curious because Tuna, you mentioned the price of Dino Riders going up. Was there more on that you wanted to talk about, or you're just throwing it out there?
I think just 80s stuff, our generation in general right now, is through the roof. And even girl stuff, like Steph's picking up, she has original strawberry shortcakes in the box that are through the roof.
Didn't she buy a fucking, like, a schoolhouse, strawberry shortcake schoolhouse or something?
That was, I want to say it's Fisher Price, but it was like Sesame Street. And then she's got some other one that's like were they Little Tykes or something? The Fisher Price, I think they were. She's got like that. She's got She-Ra stuff that's still on the card and everything like that. I think it's just our stuff. Like I was looking to get Battle Beast on the card. It's like $100 a card. I'm like, I can't drop $100 on a freaking Battle Beast. That's insane.
I mean, you can. You absolutely can.
I can. So, you're right. I can.
She-Ra has a very thick following, man. If she has,
I've seen you drop coin at a show.
That shit just keeps going up. So I'm gonna tell you, Motu
castle and shit like that. The horses, she's got all of that, man. She's most of that's on the card too. She's got.
So I'm thinking because Homeboy died, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. Very cool guy, and I'm sorry, man. He's a great guy, and I should know his name. Huge in the Motu, Turtles, and GI Joe world. The guy passed away, and if you ever watched Toys That Made Us, he's the big fat guy, and he does all the art for all that shit.
Yep.
He
great guy. Don't know his name. The big fat guy.
I wish I knew his name, man, but he died, and all that shit's gonna go up because he's OG creator for all these toys. So all the OG Transformers, or not Transformers, I'm sorry, OG Turtles, OG fucking GI Joes, and OG what the hell, Motu. That shit's gonna go up because that dude died, and he was the original concept art. So that shit's gonna go up for like hands down.
But it's gonna go up. But the people who are gonna want it are the big time collectors, right?
You're absolutely correct. So the people that are gonna want that shit are people from our generation.
But it's gonna be like the person who's like, yo, I have every Masters of the Universe thing ever made. They're going for that. You know what I mean?
Correct. It's not gonna be people 10 years younger than us that are like, oh, 34, 35. I'm like, oh, the guy from died? He made Motu? I don't care.
I mean, sure, but even you, like, are you interested in doing the Motu ones? No, you're looking at the turtle one for obvious reasons. It's turtles.
So I would so in my brain, if I bought Motu at this point, I'm buying it just because he died. Not because I care about Motu.
Right.
I like Skeletor. I think he's a great character. One of the coolest ones out there, and I'd love to buy a bunch of stuff like that is Skeletor. That's kind of cool. I dig the character, but if I had to do anything with anything, I'd say no. He passed. I want whatever he did for Turtles for me.
Right. So that's where I guess I'm saying because like you keep saying like the younger people. I don't think it's younger people that would say no. It's going to be
Kitten Whiskers.
It's going to be like a guy like me. Like I love turtles. I have a crap load of turtles, but that piece of art just doesn't speak to like that's not something I'd go for. It's just not going to be a thing I need, right? It's cool to see, not something I need to buy. Like it's just, but
I get that.
For the completist or the avid turtle collector who has everything turtles, it's a must-have piece, right? So y'all are gonna have to fucking fight amongst yourselves. It might be 10 of you guys, but y'all are gonna have to go to a battle to the death to get that thing. And it's probably going to get pricey because if you're one of those people who has like, oh, I have every turtle ever, somehow y'all have a job that pays you to be able to have every turtle thing ever. So,
so listen, I'm 700 deep. I'm willing to go to $1,000, $1,500 for that concept.
You just told the competition what they got to go above so you don't win it.
They're not going to do it.
Like 1501, Tony's out.
That concept art page for the Turtle Lair, because again, that's a one of one. It's never going to be produced. It's never going to be a thing again. That's something I can keep until I'm like 70. God help me if I live that long. Keep it until I'm 70. And if not, I'll sell it before then, give the money to my kids, or tell my kids, hey, do you want this? If they say yes, great. And I'm going to say, hey, make sure you fucking sell this in 20 years. But so it's one of those things, man. I want to own that nostalgia.
Now, the question now, like obviously the passing of everything has brought new attention on, right? I'm not sure people knew about that turtle lair that he had, like the design for. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know if people like widely knew about it, but because I remember there was the picture was like it's like a storefront, right? There's like a whole thing, like a whole storefront lair, some shit like that. What if Playmates decide, fuck it, well, let's make it?
So the one that John posted in our group?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, that is a fucking missed opportunity because that thing...
It's essentially about as big as the Ghostbuster Firehouse, right?
Yep. It was modeled after that, so they could have used the same mold and doctored it up. And so, yeah, as a kid, if I would have owned the Firehouse and been a Ghostbusters fan, I could have bought the Turtles one, and my toys could have interacted. And Tuna, you haven't seen it yet. I need to send you all the concepts we our friend sent us. Toys that could have happened but didn't happen. But it's fucking wild. So yeah, man, I think that was something.
I feel like
Playmates, man, that never happened. That would have been killer.
Even now, I think Playmates is missing the opportunity to like just fucking do it. Release that shit. Make it.
Nicole, I don't know if I enjoy your comments right now. Where is your father? Oh, Gustavo, there you are. Ah! Battles Chest Skeletor. So, big tits made of bone. Sweet.
I had that. There was Battle Chest He-Man, too. I had both of them.
Those are cool. So, like, they, is that the ones where, like, you hit them and they flip around?
Yeah, they would spin.
Yeah, those are rad.
I had a Sabretooth who had like a battle damage feature that you flipped it, like it spun around in his chest.
It's very cool. Mondo style Firehouse. All right, Mecca, what do you mean? Mecca, I'd love to have you on. I'll send you a link, man. You want to join? Or lady? I don't even know anymore. We've done this like 4 times. They don't want to join. They don't talk.
What do you think is going to happen with Super 7? With all the layoffs and everything?
Dude, so Super 7, I'm glad you said something. So I got my 2003, right? I got my 2003 Turtles from Super 7. They're super awesome. They're cool. Great toys. Then I'm like, all right. We noticed Super 7 has been going like downhill gradually. They're like, oh, your toys don't get sleeves anymore. And now the ones you're getting, they're not in a box anymore. They're just in a shipper. They're not in like a other box.
Yeah.
So like they're saving more and more money. And I'm like, okay. I don't want to say that, but I give them a couple years. I think Super 7's done.
Well, Super 7's been around since 20-something years. So
I think they overdid it. I don't know.
Well, no. So they were originally doing like vinyl stuff, a lot of like Japanese style figures and the soft vinyls and everything. And recently, the press release put out that they're going to have to focus on what made them what they originally were. So it seems like they might be just taking a step back to like kind of where their roots were until maybe they can figure things out or they can rebuild or whatever the situation is. I don't think they're going to go out of business, but they're definitely changing. They're definitely going to make a pivot in Ultimates. I believe Ultimates are gone. You're probably going to get mainly soft vinyls and probably reactions will probably be majority of their offerings now.
They got to do something new, though. They constantly just rehash the same mold and it's glow in the dark or something, or it's black and gold. That's all they've been doing for a while now.
Right. But the thing is that in that world of those soft vinyls, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like crazy color, like cherry blossom color variants, like all these variant, you know? So like if that's their wheelhouse and that'll work for them, it's not for me. I'm not going to buy any of that shit. But I mean, they've been around for 20 plus years before they even started the Ultimates and everything. It was working for them. So, I mean, more power to them. But, you know, $20 for reaction figure is insane. I bought them when they were 10. They were great. 20 bucks.
Yeah, so the reactions, I have a lot of them. I have most of them. I have all the Turtles. I didn't do the Transformers because I'm like, fuck, man, there's so many. They don't do anything. It's not like you can uncard them and do something with them.
Right.
They're like, they have one point of articulation. It's like, hey, here's my legs, arms. That's it. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. It's not even like a 3 3/4. So they look great, but they're not worth the investment, in my opinion. But
Well, I think all the brands are getting expensive. I mean, NECA, I couldn't bring myself to spend $50 on the Leatherhead they just put out. I'm like, $50, man. I'm like,
I don't
that's
have it.
crazy.
I think Weizie just got it.
What?
The big, the Archie,
Yeah, the big-
not Archie, the
Look,
comics.
the big,
Right?
Oh, okay. You're talking about Mechadome's thing? Real Ghostbusters?
No, Leatherhead. It's not Archie. God damn it, help me. Mirage. The Mirage.
yeah,
Leatherhead?
Mirage, yeah.
Oh, bro, not gonna lie. You said Leatherhead. In my mind, I'm hearing Leatherface. I'm thinking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, the fuck, $50 Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out.
Oh my God.
So that Leatherhead, have you seen it in person?
Yeah, the Target near me's got like 6 of them.
All right, yeah,
I
but
don't
he's,
have it yet. I need
he's
it.
massive. Like, he is genuinely big. I
It is
understand
it's big,
the
but
price.
$50. I'm like, goddamn.
It is a steep price, but when you compare it to their $30 normal figures, I'm like, I understand where they're coming from. I would much prefer a $40 price point on it. But that thing is fucking big, though. I don't even know where the hell I'm going to display that thing. He can't go part of the normal display.
Is he really that big?
Bro, he's
It's a good
big.
size. Yeah, it's a good
So
size.
is it
I
like
went with
is it
the
like a
Panda Con and the
Triceratops?
Fuji Toy.
Mom?
That Triceratops was really big, or is he bigger than that?
No, he's bigger than Panda.
Like, how about
Yeah.
bigger than this guy? Here, hold on.
Yeah, bigger than that guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait. That guy right there.
Which
It
one?
might be around the same size.
The Triceratops?
Yeah, because I have him. It might be close to the same size.
Okay,
Maybe a
you're
little
the
bigger.
Archie Triceratops. Possibly.
I've only got a few over there.
But
One or
he's
two. You got to pick which one.
Looks like you robbed the back of a Target truck.
Holy shit.
I can't even grab it. My dog's sleeping behind me. But yeah, no, I was shocked because like I saw the shipping box like on the Ring camera came up, and I'm like, what the fuck is that huge box they're dropping off? And then when I got home, I was like, the fuck is from Target? And I opened it. I'm like, holy shit! I was not expecting how big it actually turned out to be. So like, I get the price. I just wish it was cheaper though.
I'm probably still going to buy it, in all honesty. I'm just going to complain about it for a week or two, and then I'll buy it.
Too, but
And then somebody pointed out, and now I'm pissed that the two heads on the Leatherhead are different, right? If you really look at them, one head is a crocodile head, and the other one's an alligator head. Like the way they're
that
shaped,
petty.
huh?
It's that petty.
It's that petty, but they do look enough of different that if you really want, you just fucking buy two. You can have two different types of leather heads.
Oh my god!
Tony's buying.
It's better than the original figure. I mean, the original figure was horrible. I'm not a fan of it.
The original Leatherhead.
Yeah, not the shape of him and
That
everything.
thing I love how it looked, but yeah, the way it didn't do nothing for anything.
Yeah.
Wait, we got. Look at this. Speaking of Ghostbusters, Blitzway is making a new 1/6 scale. Dude, I'm done.
Fuck that.
We
I'm
have
not-
way too many Ghostbusters. What the fuck else do we need?
Shut the fuck up. Fucking 15 companies doing turtles. Too many Ghostbusters. Fucking 2 companies.
Too many Ghostbusters.
Yeah, because you went and bought something that you don't like. That's not my problem.
That's pretty good.
So with Ghostbusters though, as it was Mechadome. About the real Ghostbusters from Mondo.
Gustavo, well, Gustavo really.
No, Mechadome mentioned the real Ghostbusters from Mondo though.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't get those.
Those things, they're 6-inch scale, but they're based on the cartoon, and they look amazing. And the ghosts are like 9 to 10 inches tall. Those things are going to be sick. Like they're the definitive You get those, you do not need another real Ghostbuster figure in your collection. Like, you're done. You're good.
The Sam Hine sold out quick. I think that one's completely sold out. The one with
Yeah,
Egon
so
and,
the Sam Hain and Egon set, and then it was Boogeyman and Egon and Sam Hain and whichever other Ghostbuster. Maybe Peter? I don't know, one of them.
Yeah.
I think those are like timed exclusives. So they're up for like a month long for you to pre-order, and then once it's gone, it's gone. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was slacking on that one.
Yeah, those things are going to be amazing. Like, once I get those, I won't need another real Ghostbuster toy in my life ever. So it's cool to complete a collection. That'll be nice.
Mm.
And then Blitzway's making 1/6 scale line. Up, screw that, because that is 12 inches, and I don't need that in my life. Imagine fucking doing that and then have to get the Ecto 1 also. Remember how big that Ecto 1 was, Tony?
Oh my god, it's a fucking nightmare. It was what, 22 inches, 30 inches long?
I don't know, bro. You were about to buy it.
I was. I get out. I'm stupid. I didn't have Tuna to talk me out of it.
I would talk to you out of
it.
No, he just showed up and be like, bro, you should fucking buy it. I'm like, Tuna, no. You're like, fucking buy it, dude.
That's what a real friend would do.
Yeah, that's
You
Tuna.
got room in there.
Every time you don't want to buy something, Tuna's like, fucking buy it. What are you doing?
You got the money. That's the time to buy it. Time to buy it. It's when you see it.
Yeah.
But there's going to be an announcement of some sort for Ghostbusters coming up soon. Like within the next couple days. Because like Ghostbuster Days coming up. And Hasbro mentioned that they're going to show off some announcements and some unseen items. So nobody knows if it's another HasLab or if it's new product or what Hasbro's doing.
So actually, I'm sorry not to change subject too much, but you mentioned HasLab. I just got my notification my Rattler is going to be shipped. So now I'm going to have a Rattler and a Sky Striker, and neither one are going to be worth any money.
Is one of those the things that are broken?
No, it's one of those things that I bought.
No, but didn't they just release like a Transformer HasLab that like people are getting and they're broken?
Yes.
Is that one of them?
I have it. I haven't opened it. What I'm saying is the HasLab Sky Rattler, that's getting dropped. So now it's going to be as worthless as the Sky Striker that people are selling for less than what they fucking bought it for. So now I'm going to be sitting on a Sky Striker and a Rattler and be like, what do I do with these? I can't make any money.
Bro, when it comes to HasLabs, I guess I understand when they first started doing HasLabs where people would buy and be able to like flip afterwards and make money off of them. But now, with how the internet is and how the HasLab information spreads like wildfire,
now you're sitting on them.
Anybody who wants them fucking ordered them.
Yep.
Like, so if you bought multiples to try and flip, I feel bad for you, son.
All right, let's go ahead and check the chat and button this shit up. I don't know what that means.
They made a new.
Oh. Nicole, you're adorable. You say weird things. And Mechadome, we don't know who you are. And I don't care. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It is fucking 10:41, way past where we normally go. Tuna, man, thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
We'd have you every time, dude. You got the best knowledge.
Mechadome goes
to 6 weeks, so.
Mechadome goes to a toy show looking for NECA. It only finds fucking BBCs.
Jesus Christ. All right. Guys, thank you so much for coming. You know what? No capes. That's my extra.
Hey, Tuna, don't sign off. Just hang on until afterwards, please.
All right, fuck it. All right, we're done. We're gonna stop the live feed in meow.